the station that's on your side. This is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Overgrown cemeteries starting to look like wild fields, but who's managing the upkeep? We're looking for answers next on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Plus, changes in healthcare may be coming to the Webster Detention Center. The I-Team's investigation continues in a moment. But first up tonight, another I-Team investigation. This one over the back-and-forth budget battle between Burke County and its sheriff, Alfonso Williams. It's taken a turn, possibly into another legal battle.
Just hours ago, the legal team working with Sheriff Williams confirmed their involvement to our I-Team. Now they're looking to settle the budget issues before they have to take matters to court. As Wrdw reports, this is not the first time a lawsuit has been threatened.
In November of 2021, Sheriff Williams filed a mandamus or lawsuit against the county demanding full control over his budget. Now, a few months later in January, the sheriff lost that lawsuit and the county was named the fiscal agent. Now, a new financial audit report for Burke County with over 100 pages in it confirms what our I-Team has reported on for almost a year now. It shows how the Burke County Sheriff's Office is one of the major weaknesses for the county. Question after question was raised by the Burke County Manager's Office, county commissioners, and taxpayers about how Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams is running his department. This 102-page financial report for the county was completed by the independent accounting firm Lanier, Deal, Proctor, and Blauser. On almost the last page of the audit, you'll find the material weaknesses for the county. A majority of the weaknesses are associated with the sheriff's office, and all of them have been previously reported by the I-Team. The first point covers lack of internal controls over expenditures for the sheriff's office. The audit notes there was not sufficient budgetary control over the budget. This allowed the sheriff's office to purchase items that were over budget, which then caused the sheriff's office to go significantly over budget. The next 2 points are problems our I-Team just recently exposed: unrecorded grant funds and lack of supporting documentation by the Sheriff's Office with unauthorized accounts. The audit tells us the Sheriff's Office received significant grant funding that was put into a separate account opened by the Sheriff without the county's knowledge. The I-Team previously reported $425,000 in grants was put into that unauthorized account. The sheriff also got an unauthorized county credit card, which he used those grant dollars to pay off. The audit states this allowed the sheriff's office to have no oversight or internal controls in place over the use of these funds. All county funds should be deposited within accounts held by the county. The sheriff's office had expenditures from these unauthorized accounts with no receipts of credit card charges. The I-Team uncovered some of those charges were to boost his popularity or for meals, entertainment, and travel out of state where he got paid by a private company. The last point covers unrecorded proceeds from confiscated assets. The I-Team brought you that story back in March. This is related to Sheriff Williams taking over more than $53,000 in confiscated assets from former Sheriff Greg Corsi's administration and never reporting it to the county. All of this comes on the heels of a letter Sheriff Williams sent to commissioners last week saying his department is being defunded by the county. That includes the sheriff's office losing 13 uniformed deputies, according to the sheriff's letter. Those positions are paid for with grant dollars, meaning the county never paid for those positions according to the county manager's office. The sheriff's office budget is also expected to be increased in the next fiscal year. Now, if you would like to take a look at this full 102-page financial report, we'll have it linked to this story on our website, wrdw.com.
And thanks for the follow-up today, Will. Taking a live look now at our first alert
In just about 10 minutes.
From allegations of overcrowding to questions about medical oversight of some inmates, improvements at the Webster Detention Center have been a growing project over the years.
Tonight, the biggest change may come from a new medical provider. Augusta's Public Safety Committee unanimously voted to approve a new 3-year medical contract with Vital Core Health Strategies with an option to renew for 2 years after. This ends more than a decade-long streak with WellPath, and while commissioners couldn't give an answer as to why this didn't happen sooner, they say they're excited for the change.
These inmates, they're out there and they've done wrong, they've done this, but at the end of the day, everybody's health counts. We have to take care, good, bad, we take care of them.
The first year of this new contract is a bit of an increase from what the county was paying WellPath at more than $6.5 million, but the new provider says it does add a few more full-time staff. And it's important to remember, we're talking about the Richmond County Jail.
Now, most of those inmates there haven't even been to trial to fight their case, but our I-Team's Meredith Anderson found some are fighting another battle.
With WellPath, it was the battle for medical attention. We first started investigating WellPath after a family asked for help getting answers in a homicide at the jail. Instead, we uncovered a young father was having a medical crisis, but was accused of faking his symptoms. Then another family came forward. A mother was accused of faking her illness too. In both cases, the jailers and medical staff were dead wrong. It can't bring Ashley Asuncion or Lyndon Stevens back.
She didn't deserve that.
But maybe major changes with medical care at the Charles B. Webster Detention Center could save others.
If it happened one time, I maybe understand it. But we don't understand how it just keeps happening in the same place.
These two families have never met, but they are handcuffed to a similar heartbreak.
He kept saying, help me, bro, help me, please.
Starting when the I-Team spent weeks combing through Lyndon Stevens' case file and found evidence of a brain injury throughout the file. The night he died, a deputy accused him of faking a seizure.
I just want to look at him. Your man turned purple, bro.
Instead of him getting medical attention, he was sent to another cell to await a disciplinary hearing. From there, documents show he's unresponsive, then able to sit up. Nurses note a knot on his head, and then hours of strange behavior. He eventually dies alone in a cell with no drugs or alcohol in his system.
She would scream constantly, and they just kept saying ain't nothing wrong with her.
Ashley Asuncion's file was equally eye-opening. Deputies made notes in their logs about her being sick and not looking well.
The nursing staff said that she was pretending because she wanted more detox medication.
The I-Team counted 14 medical staff members came in contact with her as she cried out in pain for 4 days. When the ambulance arrived, she was almost gone. Ashley Asuncion died at the hospital of peritonitis. She had no drugs or alcohol in her system. But that is the same stomach infection that killed another woman at that same jail. In 2019, Correct Care, WellPath's former company name, settled a lawsuit with the family of Deborah Leverett, who also got help too late for an inflamed abdomen. According to the federal lawsuit, Leverett told her mother, "I'll die if I don't get out of here." Leverett was later found lifeless in her cell. As for Lyndon Stevens' family, they hoped telling his story would help others.
I think other people want to do the same thing, but they just don't have a person like you, to have a person back, and I thank you so much. Just a start.
A start, but today perhaps another step forward. The I-Team is continuing to look at medical care at the Richmond County Jail. I'll keep you posted.
Please do. A lot of families are watching. Meredith, thank you. Losing a loved one is, of course, tough, and trying to hunt for their headstone through all this grass does not make things any easier. There are 3 city-owned cemeteries in Augusta: Magnolia, Cedar Grove, Westview, each full of history and each holds someone's loved ones.
But families say each week upkeep keeps getting worse. Our Sydney Hood reached out to the city to try to find answers.
I did, and I heard back from Parks and Rec Director Maurice McDowell, keeping maintenance for the city-owned cemeteries. So again, Cedar Grove, where I'm at right now, Westview, and Magnolia, those 3 are the responsibility of the Richmond County Correctional Institution. But I want to take a pause for a moment and have y'all just look at where I'm standing at right now. These are the final resting spots for a lot of loved ones, and I'm having to kind of kick down the grass just so I can see where I'm stepping on. I don't know if there's a hole in front of me that I'm unaware about, but for instance, there's a headstone right here that I couldn't see from where I was at just now, but because I'm right here on top of it, you can see all this grass that is swallowing it. I'm having to push it all back just so I can see laying here, and to kind of give you an idea of just how tall this grass is, we were measuring out here earlier, and looking at it now, It's hitting more than a foot. So more than a foot of grass that I'm standing on right now, more than a foot of grass these families are having to walk through in order to get to their loved ones' graves, leaving them asking, how did it get up to this point?
It's like a wilderness.
It looks like no man's land, but it's actually a man's final resting land.
I remember when I was a kid, it was a different place. It was a magical place.
Magic all buried.
This year is the worst, I have to say. In my 50 years of coming down here, this is the worst I've seen it.
And you can't overlook it.
I've talked with commissioners. I've gotten nowhere. I've talked with, I've emailed both mayors. I've gotten nowhere.
Parks and Rec Director Maurice McDowell says cemetery maintenance is the responsibility of the Richmond County Correctional Institution.
You can have all the excuses in the world, but the bottom line is it needs to be done. If I don't cut my grass at home and someone calls code enforcement, they're going to send me a letter. But our city doesn't stand by their own policies.
We did see some inmates out here earlier today cutting grass, but it's unfortunately not an overnight job.
You can't assume that everybody knows how to operate a zero turn or a weed eater, even a push mower.
Raising the question of who will care for those who can't care for themselves.
Taking care of the cemeteries is an ongoing issue because we hear the phrase, these are non-voters, so they always need advocates. I'm the above ground advocate.
And she's not the only one. Thomasine Deere, who you just heard from, she actually started documenting emails she has sent city leaders telling them go back all the way to 2016, and city leaders have come and gone since then, but her concerns among with the many families who have loved ones buried out here, their concerns have remained the same. And City, you're breaking up a little bit. You were mentioning she has emails going back and forth with the city back to 2016. You did see some inmates out there today. Were you able to get any answers about the upkeep? I wasn't able to get answers to my questions on camera, but off camera, one correctional officer told me that they are working on increasing staffing numbers at the correctional institution. Once they increase those staffing numbers, the cutting rotation at these 3 city-owned cemeteries, so again, Cedar Grove, Westview, Magnolia, once those staffing numbers increase, the cutting rotation will increase as well. Okay, I know a lot of families are looking forward to that. City, thanks. We have breaking news. The GBI announcing charges for the 21-year-old man accused of shooting an Emmanuel County investigator earlier today. It happened around 7:30 this morning on Coal Grove Drive. The department says Melee Marion fired a gun hitting investigator Dakota Lamb. He was serving a search warrant at the time. Marion surrendered. He's now in custody. He's facing aggravated assault charges. The GBI also says another 31-year-old was arrested. Tavarius Davuli, wanted out of Burke County, facing 2 drug charges in this investigation. A hit-and-run caught on camera landed one officer in hot water, and tonight we're learning this is not his first incident.
And we are tracking showers and thunderstorms on our First Alert radar network that will continue into tonight. And then over the next couple of days, we are going to see much nicer weather move in. We'll have that full forecast next.
Sounds good, Riley. Thank you. A hit and run yesterday in the parking lot of Max Fitness on Bobby Jones has authorities investigating a Wrdw police officer.
I want to show you some video of a black patrol car hitting a 2022 Dodge Charger. It is a little blurry, but you're looking towards the back of the screen there, right at the top. Tough to see, but if you look, there's a light flickering in the top center of the screen. He turns on his blue lights and speeds off. Traffic reports from the Richmond County Sheriff's Office say Officer Anderson Delaford hit the right rear of a parked Dodge Charger, got out of his car, and then there you see, speeds off. And Hallie Turner is investigating this case. We're learning a lot more about this officer's past.
Well, this right here is the 88-page personnel file for Anderson Delaford. We found that this isn't his first infraction. We found a pattern of problems starting in 2012 where he resigned from Georgia State Prison, where he had worked for 4 years. We're working to find out why, but he was then fired in October of 2016, and as a jailer in Liberty County, where he had issues with attendance on file, he blamed it on anything from a flat tire to military duty, but they were unable to verify his military status. In 2017, he went to work for Wrdw Police Department, where he was promoted to lieutenant. but was fired in 2021 sometime after that. The Wrdw Police Department hired him, but then he resigned again in June, this past June, and Wrdw hired him. He was off duty, but in a marked vehicle when this hit and run happened yesterday. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office has charged him with leaving the scene of an accident. He's currently under investigation for something different, but Post won't tell us what it's for, as it's still an open case. As we learn more, we'll keep you updated.
Certainly an unusual case there, and one we'll look into.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Hallie.
Still to come in sports, North Augusta volleyball hoping to capture their first win against Aiken for the first time in a few years. Stick around for the latest in sports.
Black. I'm Chip Lewis with Augusta Medicare Specialist. Surprisingly, there is no Medicare orientation. Let us guide you through the entire process. For a commitment-free consultation, please give us a call or visit our website. Don't wait till you're 65 to call. Are-you64.com.
Tier Limit Hyundai is celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Thank you for your support in making us the #1 volume Hyundai dealer in the CSRA. To show our appreciation, we're offering sales and service specials. For a limited time, take an additional $1,000 off any new Hyundai and take 10% off any new service. Thank you for a fabulous first year. We look forward to serving you for many, many more. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Visit us at 5585 Jefferson Davis Highway or online at TierLimitHyundai.com.
Big wreck?
This is our home, and at Georgia Power, we believe every Georgian deserves a clean energy future. A future that includes around-the-clock nuclear energy, producing zero emissions. And thanks to the dedication of thousands of team members, we've recently completed the newest nuclear unit at Plant Vogtle, a unit that will serve our customers with reliable energy for generations to come. Learn more at georgiapower.com/Vogtle. That's georgiapower.com/VOGTLE.
Hey, Brett, I think we need a jingle.
What'd you have in mind?
I don't know yet.
Well, if you're taking something, come knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door.
If you're 64.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Okay, North Augusta volleyball is entering the second half of the season. So is the rest of Region 4A. The true test of how far these teams will go is up to them. The Jackets have managed to get big wins over teams that some in our area struggle with, but they can't seem to get over the hurdle that is Aiken volleyball. Tonight they take on the reigning champs. They haven't won a set against the Hornets since 2019. They haven't beaten Aiken since 2014.
That's always used as a motivation. Like, we haven't beat Aiken at home in, I can't tell you when, 20 years probably. So hopefully we'll see how things go tonight. Try to change on that. Which one shows up first? So whoever shows up tonight's going to win the game. As in players, as in team-wise, and every those things.
Jackets try to make some history tonight at 7 o'clock. All right, that may be the game tonight, but here are your choices for game of the week. Maybe it's Harlem or Westside, a Brickyard battle with Lady, or Aiken. You'll have to decide, maybe even between Garnet and Black this weekend, too. We'll be right back after this.
When you've been hurt in an accident,
Maybe it's time you take care of your bathroom. Whether you are looking for a simple update or a full remodel, Tub Doctor can do it all. Call us today for financing options.
When the unexpected happens, who do you turn to? My law firm helps people who've been hurt in a car wreck. When the unexpected happens, George Sink Injury Lawyers is there for you. Getting help is easy. Just call George Sink Injury Lawyers at all times.
All right, another quick look at our First Alert Radar Network. We are tracking a strong storm now moving over Thompson and McDuffie County. This is going to push into Columbia County next. Timed out to impact us here around Augusta around 7:30, so give or take around an hour or so for when we start to see the rain here around the metro. We are going to keep these rain chances with us in play this evening, even into tonight. Same thing again tomorrow, but much drier Thursday heading into the weekend.
Our next live update comes at 7 o'clock on NBC 26.
Then we're back with more News 12 at 11. We'll see you then.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.